What's up, everyone? It's Wiz with our first segment of Shades of Truth, and today we'll be talking about social media and my time without it. So, at the beginning of the year, on the 2nd, I took a break from social media. And by social media, I mean Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I just basically went off of the radar, and it gave me a lot of clarity and different points of view on different aspects of life, I would say. So the first thing I want to talk about is learning who my real friends are and like who actually genuinely cares about me. So when you're on social media, of course, because you're in people's view, because they can see you, they can see the things that you're posting, obviously they're going to have conversation with you, and it would lead you to believe that you guys have a certain level of friendship, or there's like a certain level of care between you guys. But with me not being on social media, I heard from a lot of people less and less because of the simple fact that I wasn't in their face. So it became out of sight, out of mind, which is a very true statement, and I genuinely appreciate it because now I know like not to waste my time or to expect certain things from certain people. So I know who my real friends are. I have a very, very select few, but I appreciate them all the more for the simple fact that even when I wasn't around, or even when they couldn't see me, I wasn't posting on social media, they still came around and they still checked up on me and made sure that I was okay. Not even just to know what was going on in my life, but just to simply make sure I was okay. Which leads me to my next point. A lot of times with social media, we become too wrapped up in worrying about what other people are doing, as opposed to focusing on ourselves. So with my break from social media, I began to focus more on myself and worry more about what I want, or what I want to do, or what I just expect from life. When I was on social media, honest to goodness, the amount of time that I spent wondering what such and such was doing with their life as opposed to living my own is simply ridiculous. It leads to less drama and less room for gossip, which is not something that I want to bring into 2017. So I appreciate it, and it gave me clarity on what I want to do, or myself in general. I learned a lot about myself within this time. I spent a lot less time worrying about my ex or my ex-friend and worrying about Wiz. When I was on social media, I spent hours on end just looking at crap. Just a lot of BS, nothingness. But now I've learned that I could spend my time doing things that are much more valuable, reading books or listening to new music, or I write. I've been writing more. It's just, without social media, 2017 has been so far so good. I'm not going to say that I don't care anymore, but I'm worried about myself a lot more. In the past, I spent too much time like not living for myself, or just simply thinking, what would someone think if they saw me do this, or how would I look if I did this around other people? Nah. At this point, I'm basically dancing like no one's watching, and it's a good feeling. It gives me pure joy, not like a fake joy, not a because someone's watching I'm gonna smile type of joy, but I'm actually happy. And without being on social media, I learned to accept myself a lot more because I didn't have anyone else around. It was just me. On those nights that I would be in my room looking at Twitter or some type of funny video, I spent time with myself. I got to know myself. I learned to accept every part of myself. On social media, I hid a lot behind filters, which a lot of us do, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it gets to a certain point where you have to learn to live without a filter. So a lot of times, I would look in the camera and I'd be like, wow, without a filter, I'm really, really ugly. Like, is that me? I look crazy without a filter. I love the dog filter, the little flower halo filter, but I learned to live without it. And I learned to accept my flaws. I no longer hide my gigantic forehead. I no longer feel the need to always have my eyebrows on fleek. Like, yeah, it's good to be presentable, but the fact of the matter is, you don't always look good. And there's nothing wrong with that. And being off of social media helped me realize that. You don't always have to look so put together. You don't always have to be put together. Like, you can crumble and show people that you're crumbling. It's okay. At the end of the day, you are human, so you will have days where you're not okay. You will have days where you don't want to smile. You will have days where you really just want to curse out everybody. And that's okay. You don't have to hide it. You can show it. So basically, without social media, I learned to love myself all the more. And that's really just my wave right now, self-love. I'm going to love everyone around me. But at this point, I'm really focusing on loving myself. Because once you learn to love yourself completely, wholeheartedly, 100%, not like just learn to love bits and pieces of yourself, but to learn yourself as a whole, like all together, all of your flaws, all of your imperfections, the good things about you, the bad things about you, the ugly, all of it. It doesn't make you cocky or anything, but it does make you indestructible. For the simple fact that what people say, it won't bother you at a certain point. I know that a lot of people like to point out your flaws just to make themselves feel better, but it gets to a point where you've already accepted that about yourself. You looked in the mirror and you took it for what it was and you just embraced it. Because if you can't change it, you have to learn to live with it. But if you can change it, then change it. It's just that simple. Being on social media made me waste a lot of time. I've been a procrastinator all my life, but with social media, the procrastination was at an all-time high. I was wrapped up in doing nothing. I was wrapped up in watching nothing, looking at nothing, spending a lot of time doing nothing. Why? Because I couldn't go without looking at Snapchat. I couldn't go without being on Twitter, watching those funny videos. I couldn't go without being on Instagram. I don't know. I was so wrapped up in nothing. But 2-3 weeks without social media, and here I am finally getting started on the things that I was supposed to do a long time ago, like this YouTube page. I was supposed to start this YouTube page in 2013. It's 2017, and I'm really just getting started. But I've reached a new point in my life where I just have so much more clarity and so much more focus and drive, and it's really amazing. I want everyone to feel this way at some point in their life. I want everyone to be able to grow and glow to this point, because life is really and truly what you make it. Sounds so cliche, but it really is. At some point, you have to learn to find the silver lining no matter what, and spending time with myself, spending time not worrying about other people, spending time doing things that I want to do, making plans, making those plans actually happen. It's made me a better person. And I really want everyone to become a better person, because at the end of the day, life is about growth. If you're not growing, then what are you doing? So I would like to thank you all for your time and for watching this video. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I can't do it without you guys. And I'm out. I am not perfect. I am nowhere near it, and I will not pretend to be. So with this YouTube channel, you guys will basically get to see every angle of me. Sometimes I might film when I'm fresh off of work. Sometimes I might film when I got a bad attitude. But the moral of the story is, I want you guys to know and understand that this is all 100% authentic. This is real. I'm giving you the raw me, and I hope you appreciate it. I do need you guys to interact and participate with me, because without you guys, this will not flourish the way that I expect it to or that I hope it does. So feel free to comment within the comment section and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. And also feel free to drop topics that you would like to hear me speak on our next segments. Thank you guys for watching Shades of Truth, and there's more where that came from.